All right, this is Russ Burlingame. I'm here with Comicbook.com. We're talking to Jeremiah J., who is the writer of One In, One Out. And I don't actually know the name of your publisher, so you can tell me.
We don't have one. Okay. Self-published. We just decided to throw it together. It's been in the works technically for about 2 years now. I think it was 2014 is when I started the script, and it's finally come to its final form today on Free Comic Book Day. So we're giving away 50 free copies, and then we also have regular copies that we are selling.
Well, and that's what I was going to say, is you have a free Comic Book Day book, which for an indie book, any indie book, is unusual because of the cost. For a self-published book is basically unheard of. Why did you want to do it? Was it just because you manage a comic store, or was it?
I wanted to get the book out to as many people as possible, and people will try anything if it's free, I guess. And I'm a big fan of variants, so I figured if I do a free Comic Book Day book, I can have a variant on top of it, so that's what we ended up doing. Yes, it was a lot more expensive than I was expecting it to be, but I think the turnout is good. They're all individually numbered. It's a unique thing that we can offer, and I love supporting Free Comic Book Day. I mean, 15 years doing this. This is my 10th Free Comic Book Day. This is my 5th one I've worked, so it's always a good time. I appreciate this event for everything that it does for the industry and everything it does for me personally.
Now, give us because obviously 99.9% of people watching this have never heard of this book. Give us, your essentially your high concept or your elevator pitch for the book.
The story is of a warrior who has been dispatched from his army to find out that the army has murdered his mother, so he is seeking revenge. It's a revenge story, but the small little twist on it, it's told from the eyes of his biographer, who was actually given to him by the army, and they just intended to kill him from the start. So it's a nice little take. I've written 3/4 of the 3rd issue already. Second issue's being worked on right now. It's going to be 9 issues when it's all said and done, with a nice little twist at the end. But yeah, that's the bare bones. Guy dispatched from the army, find out the army murdered his mother, so he's trying to seek revenge.
Now, tell us a little bit about the folks you're working with on the book, because we've seen some of their work, especially if you're on Facebook. Rachel is everywhere. Yeah. So talk a little bit about the creative team.
Joe Holly and Rachel Persephone. I've known Rachel for about 15 years now. And then Joe I met a couple years ago, and I had written a comic, just a small little concept, when I was just bored one night. And then Joe asked me, hey, if you want to write something, I'd be more than happy to draw it. So then I came up with the idea for One In, One Out. And I wanted to incorporate Rachel into it somehow, so I asked if she could color it. So she ended up doing a lot more than just coloring it. She inked it, colored it, lettered it, and she did the whole book layout. So I am pretty much the blood behind it. If Joe is the bones, Rachel is the rest of the body, the skin, the organs, and everything. And their work, what I really love about One In, One Out, especially with the two of them on it together, Joe has a very rough and rigid style where Rachel is very smooth and polished. So it comes together perfectly. You can see Joe within all the characters and the set design and whatnot, and you can see Rachel in all the colors and how she made everything just flow together. In my opinion, it's the best matchup I could have hoped for. And what was really interesting about the book is when I wrote the script and everything, and I gave it away, we did the first 6 pages as a preview last year. And that was all I saw. I didn't see the rest of the book until it went off to print. They hid the whole thing from me, which was awesome. And I was very nicely surprised with how it ended up turning out. So, yes, it will be available on Comicology soon. I don't know exactly when I'll get that up, but yeah, you can get it digitally, and we are printing it more and more and more. And we're going to have an exclusive cover for Awesome Con, Baltimore Comic Con, Twin Tiers Comic Con, and New York Comic Con. We're all doing covers for that.